Go. Hello early birds. You're early, I'm late. I got so carried away starting to sew my next makeup purse and I lost track of time, so I'm 4 minutes late. But good morning to you. I'm just going to wait a minute or two before we get started. But I hope that you are on a lovely Friday evening ready for a big weekend, or you are sitting up in bed with toast and coffee this morning in Australia. So I'm just going to find us on my phone and then I can say hello to you all. Good morning, Christine. Janet Jeffries is here too. That's lovely. So Ellie, where are you? Am I saying it right? Let me get my glasses. Let me find my glasses. I need to be able to read. Robbie? Find some glasses, mate, really quick. Thanks. I've done the typical send husband on hunt for glasses. There's at least 3 pairs somewhere in the house. But yes, hello to you. So Christine is sitting, I've got 2 Christines. Are you both sitting up in bed? I wouldn't be surprised if you are, thank you. Ta. Oh, well, there's 2 pairs, but this one's fine. Thanks. Let it be said that if I didn't commit to saying hello, let me remove the toast. If I didn't commit to saying hello to you this morning, I would still be sitting in bed as well. Let me move this. Okay, I took one more bite. Hello Susan, hello Elaine, and hello Diane. Lovely to see you all. Just before we get started, I might just quickly say a very big thank you to everyone that joined A Quilter's Life yesterday. It was lovely. I woke up and found all these new members. So if you don't know what A Quilter's Life is, A Quilter's Life is my online club, if you like, and it's 10 Australian dollars a month. And I pop up a lot of the patterns that I do as digital downloads now or whatever that are $9. We pop into the club, so you get a lot of patterns for free and recipes and blogs and vlogs, and it will start to build more now our new website is finished. So I'll just quickly, I think I've got it set up, I'll just quickly show you the address for it if you want to have a look. Yeah, I can do it. So that's what A Quilter's Life is. So please hop on and have a look. It's just that little bit extra, but you've got sort of direct access to me and you do get specials on there as well. You know, there are little specials that happen. And again, now that our new website is up, I can very sneakily do specials for clubs. Good morning, Barb. I'm glad you've got your cuppa. Hello, Ellie. How are things in Fort William this morning? I wonder what the weather's like because we're on the change of seasons here. So it's quite a weird morning here in Melbourne. It's quite warm and it's humid because we had lots and lots of rain last night. Actually, Ellie, I've got a very funny story for you that I will share with everyone probably tomorrow. It's all about a new colour story for the Scottish range I'm doing next year because I've got Scottish heritage. And something very funny happened with some samples that came from England for my Under the Australian Sun range. I can just tell you they made a mistake when they were doing the samples with the colours, but the colours that they came up with is perfect for my Scottish range. So that's going to be really, really nice. to have that already done before I even start the designs. Good morning, Francis. All right, so shall we get started and have a look at a few things? The reason that I was late this morning was it's an ongoing joke with the girls that watch me on the Chandler's Cottage Facebook page that I have for the last week kept promising to finish a new version of my makeup bags. So there's one that if I don't hurry up and finish it, where are my cameras there? If I don't hurry up and finish this, all the kits are going to be gone for the new one. There's only 4 left, Steve informed me last night. So yeah, it's a bit funny. Oh, Diane, happy birthday to you. I'm very glad to hear that we are starting off your birthday with a nice fine cup of tea in a china cup. That is very, very important. Do not waste that beautiful china. It does not belong behind glass. You need to use it. I totally commend you for that. So this is the bag number 1. It's become a bit of a thing, these bags, 2 and 3. But we're going to talk about mixing it up today. So these are the 3 kits we had plus this one, which is very different because we got some denim in. So I have taken it to the next step. I have. Good morning, Kathy, to you too, and Karen as well. Hey, so I have got there. The lining is cut out. The outside is pieced, and now I have to sew my little handmade label on. So this all comes in the kit. And then you've got the zip as well, and you've got the batting. So I have to finish this one now. So I got it cut out this morning. It was a start. Then this is the lining. So I need to finish this one off. And this is one of the patterns in A Quilter's Life too. So you can print it as a digital download from chandlerscottage.com, or you will get the pattern if you buy one of the kits, or it's included in your monthly membership to A Quilter's Life. So that's just one example. So you can use everything in your stash if you want to. Now, I think the main thing about this, I'm so sorry, I have a pussycat at the door, at the window, who's not used to this in the morning. It's just out of routine. Ginny, go round. Go round to the other door. You know how we talked about with the tea cozy that we did, and thank you to all that you downloaded your free pattern for the tea cozy from Chandler's Cottage. That was lovely to see you all doing that. It was great. So when we talk about using a template as a blank canvas, that's what I want to do again this morning with this makeup bag, and just show you a different idea, probably for my 5th and final kit that I'm going to do before I mess it up and we start doing other ones. So I'm going to I want to lay these to the side. We're going to just have a little bit of a play with some really different fabrics, and you can see I've been in a little bit of a purple frame of mind, looking at the set, a little bit of a purple frame of mind this week. This is probably more plum, so if you haven't seen this range before, it hasn't been in Europe, and it's only been a little bit in the UK. If you want any of my fabrics in the UK, you need to go and see my go-to girl and get in touch with Natasha at natashamakes.com. She is my UK stockist of everything that I design. So she has these fabrics. So this is Summer Palace with the big fans, and it's sort of really plum colours, if you like. And there's dragons. I'll show you those a bit closer later, and lattice work and things. But the other purple that I love to work with is the full-on purple, which is not as subtle. And I did this for my Indian range a few years ago. And my Chandler's Cottage girls know I stashed it. When I stash, I don't stash a metre, I stash about 6 bolts, with the intention of doing a big quilt with it. Now I've moved on from that idea because I'm going to do a fabric range besides the Scottish one, Ellie, that is going to be a silk road. So with a silk road, it is going to be a collaboration of my Chinese, Indian and Russian collections that I've done in the past. Plus I will add in some more locations and culturally influenced fabrics from other little spots along the Silk Road. So with that in mind, I'm letting a lot of that stash of paisley go so that I can sort of move on, but I will be adding this paisley in a way into the new range. When I work with purple though, I like to take it away from pastel. So I've only done one big pastel quilt in my life, and I will put it up during our time on Love and Hugs, but I love to mix it up. So you can see here an example of that. And if I hold it up a little bit closer for you, you can see all of the colours that are in there. So I love to add it in with mustards and reds and teal, aqua blues, to give it a really good bit of pop and really put it into a different value, if you like, to putting it with pastel colours like the one I'm wearing. So I love putting purple together with these colours. So as that for a little bit of inspiration this morning, or this evening I should say, let me get these other ones out of the way for you. I want to mess it up a bit. I want to take this template that we have and do what we did with the tea cozy and change it all around to suit ourselves so that you are designing your own panels. So in the instructions that come in the pattern, it tells you all about piecing 2 strips together like this and then overlaying the template over the top. So you get half the template, so you can mirror image it like that. This is one of the joys of printable downloads. When you print it out, you can print it out twice and keep one for your instructions and then chop the other one up for your template like I have. So I'm going to change it around today for you, and I'm going to use the paisley for the front, and we are going to piece the back. So this is going to be used for the back. And I'm going to add a little pin tuck in, just for a little bit of interest. We'll add a little pin tuck in. Now, who's in the building? Oh, good morning, Lorraine, you're up. Hello, hello, Jenny. Oh, Elaine, Cheltenham, UK, girl after my own heart. I will be one of the first on the plane, one of the first out of here to come and see you. I have a ticket to Birmingham Festival of Quilts with my name on it. So here's hoping, So this is what I want to use for the back, and I've got another little embellishment idea I want to show you. So when you've got a fabric like this, if you don't have much of it, you don't need to chop it up for the front and the back. We can do all of the front in one fabric and then piece the back of it. So do you remember what we did with the tea cozy? We treated the template as a starting point to work out what size rectangle we should work with. So let's do that again with this one, which is much smaller. But if I lay this out on my cutting mat, have a little bit of a look, that's pretty much 6 inches I'm going to need in one direction, and if I flip it over the other way, so 12 inches, and I know that that's right because in the pattern it tells you to cut 2 12-inch wide pieces of each of the fabrics that go here and here. So that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? All right, and then if I look at the height, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, I'm going to make sure that my piece that I design up first to lay my template over is 8 inches high. Again, that will match up with what has been pieced together here, but you don't need to work off those dimensions and add them up. You can just start with your template. So everyone, we're going to want a piece that's, there's a pencil in here. I know there's a pencil in here. I know. Oh, big texter, even better. So the panel that we want to create to cut our templates from, and that is a very, very crooked rectangle, I am sorry, is going to be 12 inches wide like this, and it's going to be 8 inches high. Right, so that is just one nice big rectangle that we can work with. Let's cut that first from the paisley so that we've got one done, because it'll be really nice to have a piece sitting here as a reference when we piece the other side of the template. Be really frugal with your fabrics. If you want to, you know, if you can lay it straight up against the edge like that, then please do so. And these templates in the pattern do include the seam allowance. So you don't need to worry about adding that on at any stage. I'm going to cut a strip straight across. It's a little bit wonky there. Maybe I'll go up a bit. Because if I do that and I know that my panels need to be 12 inches wide, I'm actually thinking I might use this for my lining as well. So one big strip like this is going to give me one outer panel, and it's also going to give me my lining. So I'll cut this on the other side. If you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I did say 8, didn't I? There we go. 15. One thing please to know, if you are watching and you have not done much sewing before and you're starting to look at what I'm doing to copy it, please note I'm left-handed. So I do everything in reverse. So just be careful when you're watching what I do, because I don't want you to start doing weird and wonderful things like this. So if you are right-handed, you'll be cutting from this side, and I'm left-handed, so I'm down that side, okay? Now, because I'm not piecing this one, I've cut it exactly to the height, and then I will just be able to come through here and lay my piece over the top. I'm going to leave it double because then it's nice thin, it hasn't got any batting or anything in it, so I can be quite accurate. I'm going to pop a pin there so I know that's the center of my panel. No one has said yet they're eating something wicked for breakfast in bed. Or maybe it's a late night snack, I don't know. Hello Donna, is this a much better time of day for you? That is the question. In the UK, instead of 5 a.m. in the morning. Right. Chop this down. Put my wedge in. This will give me 2, but that's a good start for us to have a look at. So I'll take that out, flip him over. If you haven't sewn with zips before, I think you'll find this pattern's really nice and easy to work with. It's not too hard at all, and you're not going through a lot of thicknesses. So I think you'll be okay. I had a zip phobia, and I don't anymore because of these. Which is good because I want to do a lot more with zips. I have just had arrive at Chandler's Cottage. Metallic silver and gold zips to die for. So, Diane, should that be on the fold? No, Diane, not the way that I construct this one together. We need them separate. So no, I know what you're thinking, but no, they don't need to be on the fold. So they are going to be my lining pieces, but I'm also going to use one for the outside. Diane, because I construct the lining and the outside of the bag separately first, and the opening that I turn my purse through, which you'll see if you get the instructions, is down here. So that's why. There are bags that you can do like that, I know, but this is the way that I do this one. I keep them separate. Okay, so if this is going to be one side of our outer bag, I'll show you what I was thinking about. I'll lay this other one down here. What I was thinking about for the other side. I was thinking of using a little bit of red and gold and this gorgeous floral here, which is the teal. So these three colours are going to pick up are going to pick up my colours that are in here. Right. So what are we going to do? Because this is what am I trying to say? Directional and a little bit geometric. This is my Melbourne Nouveau fan pattern. It's actually a fan, but it is a stylized Australian flowering gum flower. It's done in a 1920s sort of Art Nouveau style. So because this is directional, I actually think I'm going to use that down the bottom of my panel. So it might come up to about here, about there. So we'll use this for the bottom, and then I would love to run this at the top with this. And in doing that, to separate them, I want to put a little pleat in here, and for that pleat I'm going to cut it from the purple as well. So we know that we want it to end up at about 8 inches high. So if I do the same as what the pattern actually says and cut my pieces 4.5 inches, so when you cut these ones down, they're 4.5 inches, I can still do that. Whoa, but maybe a little bit less. Here we go, a little bit less. There's a little bit less of this showing at the bottom. I'm going to cut this at 4. And I will still cut at 12 across. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be my base, and then the top is going to be out of these two. So if I've cut this at 4, it's going to be 3.5 finished. Yeah, that's going to work really well. What I'm going to do for the top, so I don't have to think too much. I'm just going to generously cut these at about 6. Oh, well that helps, doesn't it? You can see I'm generally using scraps. Isn't that good? So this one I'm going to cut at 6. So that's going to be on one side, and then on the other side. Hello Cheryl, I feel like I still owe you an email. I'll need to go and check after. I think I do. It's been crazy. But I'm going to sit down with a cuppa and go through all my emails afterwards. So if you do have any questions, today's a good day to email me at info@chandlerscottage.com, because I'll be there with a cuppa after. Let's see it. Okay. So this is going to be the other side, and it doesn't need to be that big because I'm piecing 2 different colours together. So let me chop that one down. Pop him down. So here we go. I want that on one side, this on this side, maybe fold it over a little bit for now to have a look. And then this is going to run along the bottom. Happy with that? It's not bad. Okay, Do we want it in the middle? Do we want to move them across a bit? It would be terribly boring, wouldn't it, to be absolutely symmetrical? So I think about there. And if that's the case, allowing a little bit extra on each end for seam allowance, I literally can do this. We're just going to chop. So these are going to go together. But I would love just a little pin tuck in here. Good morning, Angela. We are making, did you miss the start, love? We are making one of these makeup purses today. Does that help? There you go. Right, so I'm going to pop these up here like that. Now, a little one in here, do you think? Just a little pin tuck. Oh, look, it's the right size and everything. That's a relief. Let's move those up. It depends on what size you want. I think we only want a little bit showing. So if I cut it at 1.5 inches, when you fold it over, it will be 3/4, and then you're going to lose 1/4 inch into your seam allowance, so it will be 1/2 inch. So it's going to be quite cute. Just a little bit of an accent. So this is going to go in here. I'll grab the iron and we'll bring it up. Oh. Someone asked what my ironing mat was. My ironing mat at home at the moment is a towel over a chopping board. It is very high tech, and obviously not very on sale of me. I can't sell you one, but it's the simplest, easiest thing to use. It's also really good when I'm working with pin tucks and my origami pin cushions and things like that, where I want a really firm surface to work on. A lot of our nice squishy ironing boards and ironing mats don't give me the firmness that I need for really good permanent press folds. Okay, so this is our sort of little rough get together that we've got going on here. Go that way. And we're going to insert this little pin tuck in between, like that. I'm very happy with that. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to show you. When we got together and we did on Thursday evening in Australia, I think it was, we did our little blossoms to go on our tea cozies. And we did some pre-shaped Suffolk puffs first and turned them into blossoms. So here's my other one to go. Oh, thanks. This one? Can I show them the note you wrote? Rob sent me this. Move your ruler. It's reflecting. Thanks. It's my set manager. So this in here. Now, look at these, look at these. I did these a little while ago for our lantern sets. Look, Suffolk puffs. And speaking of reflection, they've got little mirrors inside them. So if I stick with the Indian theme, the Middle Eastern theme, this is them. Hello Lois, how are you? Thank you for saying hello. It's nice to know who's here. So look, so what I've done is I've done that first step that we did the other day, and I've actually put, oh sorry, like that. So that is that first step where we shaped around the sandpaper. So if you haven't watched the last one, please go back and have a watch of how we get to this point with the sandpaper template. So to there, and then I've stuck a mirror in the middle, And then I've done that step of gathering up around those. I'll do one for you. Give me a minute. Let me just find a cotton. Just find some cotton and I will. If not, I'm going to be sending the step. I cleaned up. Cleaning up is a really, really bad idea because then, oh, here we go. There's nothing in here. Okay. Oops. If this actually does look good, I might have to do this as a kit with some of this precious paisley that's left. I gave up some to put into the lantern kits, and I think we've got about, and then I put it online for sale. I think I have about half a bolt left, so we might, that I can put in kits. Might have to. We'll see. Okay, so the mirror is stuck in. Now the secret to this was, for me, when we did them the other day, we spoke about getting that center nice and tight. Now it's the opposite. I had to calculate what size circle to cut it so that I did end up purposely with some of the center showing through with the mirror in it. So I'll just run this gathering stitch around the edge. So remember what we talked about, you don't need to make these circles, sorry, the gathering stitch super small. Hello Anna Mary, how are you today? Anna Mary, we are making one of these bags. We're making one of these, but we're mixing it up so that we have a different design on the front and back panel. So I will show you them all again when I get to when we've got this one together. Ginny Chandler, get off my legs. I'm not talking to an imaginary friend. If you have watched any of our craft and cook shows on YouTube, on the Lisa Chandler channel, you will see the cat, who just seems to know when the cameras and the lights go on, don't they? My mate Susan Gray from the UK is watching. While I'm doing this, let me tell you about Susan Gray. She's on committee and was at Festival of Quilts. And as an Australian from my state, when she saw I was on my own, she didn't just say hello, she fed me for 4 days. She brought me homemade biscuits and juice and fruit and water and made sure I looked after myself. And for that, she's a friend for life. And is now working her tush off in the NHS. There you go. So see that? So we don't want it really tight in the middle now. We want a nice big gap so that you can see the mirror shining through. There you go. So I just need a couple of stitches to finish this off. Oh, Susan, that's where we've got so many lemons at the moment, and I've been thinking about these amazing lemon biscuits that I had, and I couldn't remember where I'd had them, and it's your recipe. I had them with you. That's why we'll have to do a deal, Suze, on recipes. Do a swap. Right, so if you think about it, what I could do is run these down here. I've got some red ones in another fabric. Oh, that's quite nice. What I will do is go back and make one up in this fabric. This was from another red. But, so, get the idea? You can literally just have a massive play. Mix it all up. Treat the template as a rough guide to create a rectangle. and then put it all together. I'm actually going to sew this while you're here. So your birthday too, Suze, this week. They're refrigerator biscuits, right? It's called International Recipe Swapping is going to happen. I could give you a couple of recipes that would make you a bit homesick for Australia as well. Right, I want to get this sewn, see what it looks like. So we won't, obviously, I won't put the puffs on now with the mirrors in them. I would do those after I'd put, probably after I'd put batting on the back. Also in the kits that we've done for these that are on the website, you've got a 4.5 strip of the batting included. Because the cork is so substantial on the bottom on these, it doesn't need to have any batting on it. I just popped it on the cotton on the top so that it had a little bit more stability to it. But with this one, if I do it as a kit, oh, same with the denim, you don't need it. But with this one, if we do this one as a kit, I will put enough really nice, it's a firm, thin batting that's adhesive in the kit. And please do the same if you're going to do this, or a batting over the whole thing, so that because it's all cotton, so all of your fabrics are thin, so you'll need a stabilizer on most of them. If you're new to doing zips as well, don't make your life too difficult, please. Keep that batting nice and thin. I don't want you to struggle too much the first time that you use your zipper foot, and have a go with it. And if you also have a machine that doesn't have a really strong needle strength, I'm a Benina girl and I don't have any problems, but if you don't have a super strong needle strength, have a go at using your walking foot to put your zip on. That might sound weird, but depending on your machine, you can use your walking foot and just move your needle position right over to the left or right so that you get your needle nice and close up to your zip teeth. Move this around this way. What have I got on? A 1/4 inch foot. That will do nicely. And I do have white cotton in, but I think I will get away with it. Okay, so first of all, I just want to pop, and you can see I haven't cut these down to an exact size. It's really not necessary for what we're doing. So I'm going to pop my little pleat in between. Such the simplest of things, and I know I'm using really strong colours today, but if you love your colours nice and soft, instead of popping in a pleat like this, if you have a gorgeous little remnant of lace or a really pretty ribbon, then you could put that in there and that would be gorgeous. I've got some somewhere in my stash. I'm going to find it. It's one that you can weave ribbon through. So I think what I would do is actually pop it in here, and then I would top stitch it down and then weave a ribbon through. Oh, I'm going to find it now. Going to go looking. And if I don't have a ribbon that fits, then I will make a 1/4 inch bias strip to go in it. Oh yeah, that's happening now. I need to find it. We all love to, you know, people like to tell us to clean out our stashes, and I don't have a big personal stash because I have a shop, but it's nice, isn't it, every now and then when you can justify something that you've stashed for 5 to 10 years because you find the perfect use for it. Oh, who's here now? Who's in the building? Pat's here. Good morning, Pat. My absolute pleasure for sharing. And good morning, Carol. Good to see you. I do have to say a massive thank you to everyone that's been buying from our new website as well. It was most appreciated. It's a big thing. It's a big thing for us, of course, but when you've been buying from the same website for many years and then all of a sudden overnight Lisa just changes the whole thing, it is just lovely that you have taken the time to pop your details in again and get started with a new website. So I thank you very much for that. It's almost like we didn't get a hitch. And for those that have needed help, I'm very grateful you're happy to speak to my son, who's been helping people with their downloads if they couldn't find where they've downloaded to and all those sorts of things. Good morning, Christine. Lisa, good morning, Lisa. From lockdown in Victoria. Yeah, we're all in lockdown in Victoria, aren't we? We are at the moment. What would we do without our sewing? Goodness. Alright, so there's our little pleat in. Oh, Christine, don't worry about it. Autocorrect and my name are not friends. Don't worry about it at all. Just grab my ruler. We just need to straighten this up now so that we can attach. So I suppose the other thing, the same as what I said with the tea cozy, if you have something that you have made a while ago and it's just sitting there, it's a block, it's some couching work or felting work you played with, and it is just sitting there, it is the best thing to use to just grab a template. If I use my fabric as an example, so if you've just got this piece left over, if you've got a beautiful old doily or an old tablecloth that's got tea stains out here, here, all round, pop your template over that, cut it out. It's going to have gorgeous lace, it's going to have old cross stitch, it's going to have something on it, and make something special for yourself or for a friend. You know, so this doesn't have to be new fabric. We could be upcycling other things as well. Is it overcast in Dubbo today, Cheryl? No, it couldn't be. There you go. This is going to be nice. So see what I'm doing? I'm starting to think about how much of the red we're going to see. Let's get this pieced on. I like doing little things like this, and I've always said it about handbags. I think it's in my handbag basics book that I did as well, that handbag design basics. Bags and purses are the best little medium for you to try out things that are outside your comfort zone. If you think, oh yeah, sure, Lise. Oh, I mustn't read comments that make me laugh at the same time. I love doing bags, you know, because you can try out things on a small scale and still end up with something that's worth keeping at the end. So if you go, I think I'm going to make a huge purple, green and mustard quilt, and you go, I think it's going to be okay, I think it's going to be okay, but before you invest in all of the fabric, albeit about 8 meters of fabric and 12 months of time, what I suggest you do is make yourself a bag in it. Just buy a fat quarter each of the fabrics, buy a little bit of it and try it first. Just spend a day making up a bag, working with the colours, seeing if your eye is happy with what you're looking at and how it's all going together. At the end of it, you'll have a lovely little bag. If you're not keen on the bag, well then you can give it to someone that you are not emotionally attached to that much. What falls into that category? Someone at work, school teacher. That's being rude, isn't it? I shouldn't say that. I could have school teachers watching, but you know what I mean. Just give it away. It could even just go to your favourite charity to raise money. But spend the time doing it on a small scale item first before you invest in the big bucks, and try different things out. If you decide that you want to do a quilt that's all got couched thread on it, do a bag first. Make sure that you can go, yeah, okay, I did 4 hours of stitching on that. Am I going to be able to do 400 on a quilt? Okay, I'll go over there. This is looking, yeah, this sings to me. I know, it's bright. Wake us up in the morning. Or keep you awake, Suze. There we go. Right. Well, I can honestly say that's going to work for me. And I think we have a new kit that I'm going to have to go to work and cut. So it's ready for the Chandler's Cottage show on Tuesday. So you can see if I lay this over the top, I'm going to get an idea of what this is going to look like. And I've got a little bit of movement here I can play with. That's the other thing we always end up with. I know what it is. Sashiko. We sit down and we do all these little pieces of sashiko or sashiko, however you want to say it. And then they just sit in the cupboard and you don't use them. Get them out, find a bit of fabric that goes with them, put them into one of these. If you even want to make this bag wider, you can. If you want to make it longer, you can. You just extend it, enlarge it. It all stays the same. The only thing that will have to change, of course, is the size of your zip. So you'll just need to keep that in mind. Make it all up and then go and get your zip. Or order your zip. Oh, I have had a request to put a heap of zips on the website because in states that are in lockdown, places like Spotlight and things are closed. So yeah, I'm getting those done this week for you. So what do you think? A little bit less? What you do have to remember with these bags, and I have to tell you, did you see what Diane wrote? If you're not watching comments, she says, I'm always fascinated you can sew and cut with a scarf on. Yeah, and there's one really dodgy end on this scarf actually. I need to get out the little, there it is there. I've got to get out the turned hem foot on my machine and fix it. But I did not cut it with a rotary cutter. Is it Northeast Victoria? Desley, is that Thuna or Tuna? I don't know. Woman's Weekly Cookies and Biscuit Book page. Oh, I don't know if I've got that one, Suze. I'll have to have a look. There's a couple of Woman's Weekly ones in the cupboard. I will have a look. Thank you. It's all go, isn't it? Oh, what you got to be careful, remember, this is going to tuck under. So I'm not going to see, when I look at the front of the bag, the bit that sits below the dart. So just keep that in mind when you're working out how much you want top and bottom. For me, if I hold my finger there, I want to make sure I can fit 3 of these. I'm going to have that one there. Like that. And remember, I've got to allow for a seam allowance up here. So I think about there is going to be good to pop these on. Have I got? Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good. I can do kits. I'll probably be able to do about 10 kits if I put 3 in each. I just want to mark this with a pin because I want to show you something else. Oh, actually, I'll mark it down this end. If you were to... Wait, I'm finding out where it is. Oh, it's near Wang. Oh, Desley, rightio. Okay, nice part of the world. If you like the idea of the pin tuck, don't just do one, do a heap that you know is going to fit. Because if I had just 1 or 1.5 inch strips, you can do this. And those that do my pin tuck patchwork bags already know this. You can twist, so you can get a really pretty effect. You don't have to twist, you could just have a whole heap of pin tucks, but you can twist. Now this is, unlike my pin tuck patchwork bags, this is only 2 thicknesses of fabric. You've got 4 if you do the double-sided ones, so I wouldn't recommend that up near your top, but you can twist here and you can tack. If you are just learning to use your zipper foot as well, what I would do is actually bring this a little bit further down and twist to about here. Maybe grab your red or one of these fabrics and just run a thin strip along here. That's going to help stabilize all of that, hold that twist in place, and then you'll still only have a single fabric with your batting to play with up when you put your zip in, okay? But have a little think about doing this with ribbon or single fabric pin tucks, because you can get these little twists going as well, which are really cute. Lay that out flat again. Okay, I'm going to make sure that the top of my bag or template that includes the seam allowance is here, and I've got enough room for these three, and then I can trim off the bottom as well. So I'll just run this ruler through. I have ordered flash new rulers to impress you with, and they haven't come yet. Freight's a little slow. If you are in Australia and you're reading the Age or the ABC app this morning, there's a little bit of a story that I mentioned on Chandler's Cottage Thursday, or on here on Love and Hugs, that the mail's going to be a little bit slow for a few days because they're having to halt mail pick up from businesses just for a couple of days. It doesn't impact on us. So if you are ordering from us, we hand deliver all of our mail at the moment, even with our flash new system. We hand deliver it to our post office and we get it checked in there. So it won't impact on our delivery. If you really need things in a real hurry, you might want to think about popping in. You'd like it express post. It will make definitely a difference, but it will get to you. How are we feeling about this? You ready for the big reveal? I'll chop that down, and I'll chop these. How sneaky am I using my front or lining panel for my template? Just too easy to do. There we go. Alright, there we are. There's our back panel. Front and back. Done. Right. Let's have a look. So they are going to go on like that. It's fun. It's really fun. And yes, the one thing I haven't said, have I? I have not used the term EPP, English paper piecing. Absolutely got to be thought about when making little bags like this. How different is this going to look to that one? How incredibly different is that? So it's your own blank little canvas to play with. So I suggest you make one, get your hang of it with your kit or your download pattern, and then start playing. So in the pattern as well, I've laid it out absolutely. It comes with 3 pictures on the front, and there will be pictures of the ones that you purchase on the website you can print off as well if it's not one of those 3. I've put in as absolutely extensive diagrams as I can if you're not used to doing zips. So for example, on the end of your zips, you're going to cut them to size and you're going to add a little tab. I've even drawn in along the way where you need to move your zip tab to each time, so you never have a trouble with it getting in your way, or heaven forbid it ending up outside the area that you're actually working with. That's the one that comes with that kit. So it picks up these mustards and the little label that goes, this little label that goes on it. So, and then on the other side, you've got quite, I reckon they're really good. I'm really happy with them. Little diagrams of how the zip is inserted between your panels on the outside, popping it together with your lining, so you can see there the opening there that you're actually going to turn the bag through. They take, once you get the hang of it, once you've made one, you're going to find they literally only take half an hour to make using the pattern as I have. So they're super fast to use. But if you're going to start having a little bit of play of yourself, we've got all the time in the world to do that at the moment. So you'll be able to have lots and lots of fun doing it. But I'm happy with that. Now, a couple of people said, what are you making if you join the party a little bit later on? So we're making up what we called, for want of a better name, a makeup purse. So these are the 3 that we've already made and are set up as kits on the website. So we have this one, and I'll hold it up here for you. There you go. This one is done with, this one has been made with cork at the bottom, and it's got metallic through the cork. This is my Under the Australian Sun flowering gum in the newest colour that we've done, which is teal. And then I found these beautiful, you can hear them, ceramic flowers. So because we're using the cork, I've popped into the pattern a little diagram if you want to make some little gum leaves and pop on your flowers over the top. And I've popped the beads in to put in the centre of those as well. The lining is the same in these kits as the flowering gum on the outside. There you go. You've got a little loop on the side here as well if you want to pop your keys or a lanyard on. We've got lanyard furniture into everyone, so I just got the patterns to the printer. Cass got them to the printer last night, so they will be ready to go next week as well. This is the purple one. So this has got a beautiful lime green cork at the bottom and the purple Under the Australian Sun flowering gum. And then with these kits, you're going to get your little suede purple tassel as well that you can pop your keys onto or anything else if you like. So you don't have to pop it on there, you could use it for something else, but that's what I've put with the kit. And then this one, which is my fave, it's got to be my favourite, doesn't it? At the moment, I think this is my new favourite. This one's done in our latest colour of the Under the Australian Sun gum leaves. So this one we've got golden cream up here, and we've got black cork with metallic, and you've got your black suede tassel clip-on ring here on the side, and then you've also got enough to do the lining in the gum leaves too. So that is all of those. I was asked the other day if we were doing the cork by the metre. We are going to do it. I just need to make sure I've got enough of these kits to keep us going until the next delivery of cork arrives, and then what's left I am going to pop it up on the website for you. With the new site as well, we've set minimum quantities or increments that you buy fabric in, and I hope you can appreciate that the way that we've set them up now is based on how much the fabric costs, because if we go too small in measurements on fabrics, I'm sure you can understand by the time we pack an order off for a little bit of fabric, we lose money. We don't make money to keep myself in coffee and keep ourselves going. So we have had to make some of the measurements 1/2 metre, but we will be starting to put up a heap of beautiful pre-cut packs as well. So if you do like any of my collections of fabrics, you're going to be able to buy them. I have a drop dead gorgeous 10 centimetres of 10 different greens that I'll be showing and releasing on Chandler's Cottage on our Facebook page on Tuesday at 2 p.m. in the next show. So, but these ones also, I was just showing you, come with a little label on them, which is the little Under the Australian Sun label. So you can choose to use this here, or you might want to pop it on the back of one of your quilts that's got my fabric in, but that comes in that kit as well. When I pop the cork up, because it is, you ready? You ready? $60 a metre. We're going to sell it in 10 centimetre increments so that you can just buy 10 or 20 centimetres if you're using it in a little bag. Our Liberty fabrics are up in 25 centimetres, so it's sort of, it relates to the cost of the fabric or what we're selling, just so I thought I'd explain it for you now. All right, so I think I'm going to do this as a kit. Now, zips. I think I've got a gorgeous colour that's not, it's not this. I've got one coming that's called Bisque, and it is a paler, it's a paler yellow, like a gold. So I think that's what we're going to use. Definitely what we're going to use. Do you get what I'm saying about making it bigger if you want to? You can just keep going. Just take these lines and keep them going down if you want to. You can do that. You can, if you make this bigger, you're going to end up with a bigger base. If you really are interested in handbag design and how it all works, in the pattern section of my website there's a little book called Design Bag Basics. Bag Design Basics, there you go. It's got a little picture of a black bag on the front set in a little green scene. That's an invaluable book to have. There's only 7 ways to make a bag, 7 assembly techniques, and the last one of them has nothing to do with sewing. It's more about moulding with felting. So if you are interested in all the different ways to make a handbag so you can design your own, you might like to grab that if you're grabbing any of our kits. But that is it for me for this morning or this evening. I will be back again. I won't go early tomorrow morning because it's Father's Day here in Australia, and that would be terribly rude of me to do that to Rob. So I'm going to be back tomorrow evening, and I'm going to make it a late one. I'm going to make it 9 p.m. so that my girls in the UK, if they want to get up early, they can do so. I think that works, doesn't it? No, it'll be kind of afternoon, afternoon in the UK. Sorry. It's so confusing. So I will see you in Australia at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or I'll see you in the afternoon if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. But thank you very, very much for joining me. Enjoy your weekend. Have a fabulous time. Get lots of sewing done. If it's a nice fun day, get out in the garden. It is clearing up here in Bayside, Melbourne at the moment, so I'm hoping I can get outside for a while. And take care, all right? Bye for now. Bye.